So a lot of people have been asking me if I have an opinion about this bizarre meeting that just took place between Trump and Mamdani. I've been thinking about it all day. I've watched the meeting all the way through several times, and I think I have a hot take or two to share with you. Airplane. Of course, as always, we have to begin with our objective, materialist base analysis, and we have to recognize that there are some red flags in what we saw in this meeting between Trump and Mamdani. Donald Trump is a capitalist. He does not care about affordability for Americans, except in so much as he needs to maintain power over workers. He needs to keep the workers from rising up or becoming more class conscious. One of the reasons he might be cozying up to Mamdani is to build this case against people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who just came in hot talking about the affordability crisis, casting a lot of really strong critique against the Republicans for not caring more about the common people. Of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene is also full of shit, but he's dealing with this flack right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene does have a following, believe it or not. We might think she's a wacko and we might be mystified as to why she has a following, but she does have a following. So Trump will need to diffuse some of that kind of criticism. And that's one reason why he might be trying to get some of the cachet that Mamdani has when it comes to talking about the affordability crisis that millions and millions and millions of Americans are pissed off about. So they're going to have to start building messaging about that. And maybe this gives him a little breathing room as far as that's concerned. Also, the Epstein files are not going anywhere. And we know that the Republican MAGA fascists, they are very good at distracting everyone. And I'm sure that Trump's people going into the meeting with Mamdani, they probably realized that the way to get people to talk about this more than anything is to confuse the shit out of us. The best way to do that is to have Trump be kind of nice to Mamdani. And look, we're all talking about it. Streamers, everybody that I usually watch when it comes to politics and all sides of the aisle, they're all talking about it. So this might also be part of the flood the zone strategy, just a way of distracting us by having Trump act weird, which, you know, he has a tendency and a history of acting weird to distract us and wag the dog. And finally, I don't think by any stretch of the imagination that this is the end of this story, this soap opera. And I'm sure that Trump's administration is already cooking up some kind of plot arc for this relationship between Trump and Mamdani. We see that's kind of how relationships Trump has publicly with people goes. There's always these dramatic arcs, these stories that are told coming together and then breaking apart and then coming back together. They're programming television. You know, remember that Trump was a reality TV star. He and the people around him know how to write a good script. And there's no reason for me to think that this is not scripted. This is very inorganic. Of course, this is all just conjecture. We're all really just having a bit of fun talking about this stuff. What really matters is that we continue to build our movements. We don't get too distracted about these individual personalities, and we need to be organizing and building and not too distracted with this kind of discourse, but we can have a little fun now and then, right? And if you had fun watching this short, then be sure to subscribe.